guys doing all right?
Yeah, good thing I've got a zoom lens on here, Mike. You are one big fella. So tell me, how's the road treating you?
Good, man. You know, it's been an outstanding summer. Getting to see the country and perform and meet the people who really have given us a chance and who really love you. And it's been amazing. Spending time with some of my best friends. So it's been good.
So this is how often do you get to see your wife and child?
They were out a bunch with us, man. I saw them, basically every day off we had this summer. And, they got to see the country as well and fly out, and they did a lot of traveling. They just went home about 5 or 6 days ago. They've been out all summer. And when they weren't with me on tour, they were in Florida visiting our family who hadn't got to meet our baby yet. So they just got back to our apartment in New York and getting it ready for me to come home on Wednesday.
So life on the road is, well, it's different, but you're not disconnected at all from any of your family.
No. You have it's your heart. It's one of the reasons I did all this. So plus I have really bad separation anxiety, so I can only be away from them for so long.
Now, if you were not doing this, if you hadn't had this opportunity, and if you hadn't gotten put back on the show, because there was one point when you weren't on the show, and then the next week you were back, what would you be doing right now?
If I wasn't on the show at all?
At all, if that had been your last night, you hadn't made the tour, you would have at that point. But suppose you wouldn't have been in the top 10, what would you be doing?
I spent the last couple of years in New York really working on myself as a musician and really working on my schedule and trying to be a working musician and a full-time musician. And right before the show, in the last year, I had finally kind of accomplished that, where my schedule was my own. I had plenty of gigs, so I just went back to gigging.
Yeah. What's your favorite type music? If they said, okay, we're gonna pigeonhole you a little bit, and you're gonna do one kind of music, what's it gonna be?
I love R&B and soul. Love songs, and it's kind of where my heart always has lied.
You mind getting compared to Luther?
No. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want that comparison? I definitely think I'm different than that, but that's one aspect to my game. So, I think people they always want to be able to compare you. I think it's much easier if you can be compared to something, but I've always felt that I'm too big to put in anybody's prefabricated box, any corner that you want to put me in, So, all you can do is be yourself and, show your own skills. So, that's what I plan on doing.
You go home Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay.
First flight of the day. I'll be in New York. It's going to be beautiful.
You got an album coming? Can we look forward to that?
Yeah. Beginning of the year, beginning of next year. I'll get started working on it basically after a week of a little bit of a break. I've only spent one night in my apartment this year. So I'm looking forward to spending a week home. I can see it's on the countryside, sitting in the grass side by side. You can be my baby, you can be my baby, girl, you amaze me. Don't wanna do that crazy. Say be my love, my love.